Welcome to the DIY Pest Control Podcast, where you get the best info for those who want to perform their own pest control. The DIY Pest Control Podcast is brought to you by Nature Pest. Nature Pest has been providing the finest in commercial and residential integrated pest management for structural, lawns, trees, shrubs, and mosquitoes with better control and less contamination at an affordable price. For more info, visit us at naturepest.com.
Hi, this is Frank with Nature Pest. This is the time of year, like in April, May, where we start seeing drought stress on all the lawns, and we start seeing where the irrigation system is imperfect, meaning heads are not aligned correctly, they're not turning right, they're broken, they're clogged, because we start seeing, well, different spots on the lawn where it's showing drought stress in weird places. Check this out. We get to a client's property that we service every 2 months, and this is completely drought stressed. You're looking here at how the leaves are all closed up, and nobody's called us and let us know that somehow it isn't turning on or something. Now we're going to do a complete irrigation inspection. Now here is the issue when we go from winter into spring, and now we're at the end of April, and we're like April 28th or 29th today, so it will be May 1st, and an irrigation system doesn't turn on. The customer is traveling, they're not home, and they haven't seen it in over a month, and now they're gonna come back and probably see this. I mean, if you would have called me, or if somebody would have known, the landscaper, I would have come over here and checked the irrigation and make sure it was properly working. So we're gonna do a complete irrigation inspection, but when we came here 2 months ago, this was perfect. Here you can see the neighbor's lawn, and you can see our lawn. There's a big difference between our lawn and our neighbor's. But see, in the middle of this area right here is a spot where there's drought stress. And how do we know? Well, the leaf is closing in half. That's how you can tell on St. Augustine lawn that this is drought stress. It's not getting enough water. The shaded area is beautiful. This sunny part over here is beautiful. This is beautiful. But that one little spot, and usually that is because there's a problem with a head or a nozzle that is not aligned correctly, and it's not spraying correctly. So now we have to perform an irrigation inspection to see why this is happening, and either recommend an irrigation contractor to repair it if it's a broken line, something. A lot of the times you see weird stuff like this accumulation here, which could indicate water is settling there, and we just have to evaluate everything right now at this point. So what we do is we get to the property and we inspect immediately the irrigation system, make sure it's working. So we run a manual station, make sure all of them are working. Right now it's working on station number 4. For a minute we're testing all the stations, and we're going to go check the run times. Well, they're at 25 minutes for the first station. We're going to go through them all. See, station 2 has 0 water. And this is the problem. Only the first zone has 25 minutes on it. The second zone has nothing on it. And this is the problem. Even though they set it, either they lost power, it reset itself, or nobody set this correctly. So we're going to do that. We're going to increase it. For right now, I'm going to come back next week and I'm going to follow up on this. There's station 3. Station 4 doesn't have any minutes. Not good. So we're going to double check now. Let's go to 25 minutes right now this time of year. We're doing it 3 times a week to help it recover right now, and then we're going to switch it back. So as you can see, It's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays right now, which would be great, except it only needs it twice a week. So we're going to put it back on auto. I'm going to run another station so I'm going to run another station for 2 minutes, test it so that I can see all the stations are running and where the stations are watering to make sure. There we go. And now we're going to go outside, and there is station 1. It shouldn't be like this if it was actually running. This is drought stress. I mean, this is severe drought stress. This is going to take now a month for this lawn to recover, and I wish somebody would have just called me. I would have come out here and at first, look and see why is this lawn not looking right, and inspected the entire irrigation. We usually will inspect it now in April just to make sure all the heads and nozzles. But this is crazy because the landscaper comes every 2 weeks and nobody said anything to me. So we identify that zone over there is zone 1 behind the shrubs on the other side. Over here we identify that this is zone 2 right now. And it looks like zone 2 was completely turned off for some reason. But they're doing clearing next door, and they've damaged a bunch of their plants when they've been clearing the land next door to build. So now we're going to see what zone 3 is, and this is probably why they shut the water off to these. They didn't want these irrigated, which is weird, but I can probably see it. So we're going to wait the 2 minutes, and then we're going to come back and look at zone number 3 and zone number 4. So this one right here is zone number 3, and then now the one that is spraying in the back, as you can see the shrubs and in the back, is zone number 4. And what happened was, for some reason, like you saw, these zones were turned off. So now we ID'd the zones, we've set it up, we're going to give it a week, and then next Thursday I'll be back to see how the recovery is. It's going to start looking better, but this is going to take now a couple of months because it's not raining. Good thing is the temperatures are climbing, which should cause some growth because it's coming back from a little bit of the what we call a winter here in South Florida. It doesn't get much growth. It doesn't go dormant in South Florida, but it goes no growth, and we need a rain, and there's no rain in sight right now. So this is going to be a challenge for the next month to see what happens, and hopefully it doesn't die anywhere. Nothing needs to get replaced. It's just going to be ugly for a while for it to recover.
Thank you for listening to the DIY Pest Control Podcast. Please remember that although Franklin Hernandez is a certified and licensed pest control operator in the state of Florida, the content of this podcast is for informational purposes only. You should consult your local and state government or cooperative extension service before performing any pest control service. Remember to always read and follow label directions because the label is the law.